This is KGW News at Sunrise.
The ballot title caption, for example, which appeared literally right above the yes and no bubbles that voters filled in on their ballot, was unambiguously clear.
These were just explanatory tools, and you know what? They were wrong.
This morning, we're breaking down both sides in the ongoing argument over Measure 113. It's really a case of, can they stay or should they go? Centered around a group of local lawmakers who walked off the job earlier this year in Salem. Plus,
just dropping off a few clothes, like just things that I don't want to have to tote around during the day.
Downtown Portland has added a new spot for homeless people to store their belongings. How officials say the new facility will be different from previous storage options.
And this morning, we're also getting into the holiday spirit here on Sunrise with a preview of the annual Christmas lights display along Peacock Lane in Southeast Portland. I got a little from Rod Hill. Yeah. Rod Hill, Chris McGinnis, Christine, and I all here for a Friday edition of Sunrise. Those lights, by the way, start tonight along Peacock Lane, but we'll have like the full schedule for you coming up.
I was waiting for you to do a Chewbacca because I know you do it pretty well.
Did we see Chewbacca there?
We did, yeah. That's when I went, ooh.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Good job.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Drewbacca.
I wish I could attempt that. I know that I can't, so I won't. All right, we have good visibility coming into the Rose City this morning. We're down to 40 degrees out at the airport. Everybody's dry. We have east winds coming out of the gorge. East winds, if you have temperature in the 40s or better, you have some wind. 41 Happy Valley, 47 Troutdale. Vancouver Pearson Airfield up into Vancouver, no wind, near freezing. And then the same out on the west side. There's Hillsborough. And down in Wilsonville, you're at 33. So big coat morning. Generally speaking, there's a chill in the air, and there are some fog pockets. It's been more in the south and mid-Willamette Valley than here up north as of the last 30 minutes. 40 right now at the airport, 51 degrees at noon. Another mild December day coming. High temperatures as warm as 54. It stays dry tonight for you as well. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, we pick it up on the east side. Some trouble on the Banfield. This is eastbound I-84 with a crash looking like it's involving maybe a tanker truck here. The eastbound right lane is blocked out near Providence Medical Center. Obviously, the volume is light right now. Hopefully we get this clear. Traffic is getting around. It's just fine for now. I-5 at the 84 interchange. That looks pretty good as well. I want to head over to Lincoln County right now. We had a word of a possible rock slide in the Otis area on Highway 18. There also is a crash in that vicinity on Highway 18. The road's not closed, but just watch out for the emergency response. Obviously, the busy way to get through the Coast Range into Lincoln City. We'll keep you posted, guys.
Okay, thank you, Chris. For people experiencing homelessness, sometimes finding a safe place to store their things can be really difficult. So the city of Portland opened up a new storage space to help.
Devin Haskins is covering this story for us live in Old Town this morning. So Devin, the idea here is to give people more than just a place to put their belongings.
Yeah, this new spot is much bigger and much more secure than the previous one. So the previous one was just a shipping container underneath the steel bridge. And that one also attracted drugs and campsites. So this new spot here at 5th and Gleason is about 4,900 square feet of space. It's inside of a brick building, so it's a much larger space for everyone to get their stuff into. It's open 7 days a week from 7 in the morning to 8 at night. The city of Portland hired Central City Concern to run it. As part of that, Central City Concern will have outreach workers on site 2 days a week, connecting people with job opportunities and other services. There's also going to be emergency supplies like clothes and naloxone on hand. And those we talked with tell us this is much more than just a place to store their things.
So anything that can relieve stress off the community would probably help.
Not carry so much weight on me, and therefore I can actually move around instead of stay stuck in one spot.
I think having a brick and mortar place that you can go to that's right here on Gleason Street is a much more dignified and probably feels like a more secure environment than a shipping container under the bridge.
So that shipping container underneath the steel bridge will close down on Monday. The city first started actually offering day storage in 2016 when they found out that it was a barrier for homeless people to finding a job because they had no place to put their stuff during the time that they were either job interviewing or even stuff like as simple as a doctor's appointment that they were trying to get to. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Devin. Today, the city of Vancouver is set to open its 4th Safe Stay community. The community for homeless people will be located just off Main and 45th. This video is a time lapse of it being built. The nonprofit Do Good Multnomah will manage that community. It'll include 20 pod structures and house up to 40 people. Residents will also have access to mental health services and showers. Camping will not be allowed within 1,000 feet of that site.
The Oregon Supreme Court will decide if a group of Republican state senators who participated in a 6-week walkout in Salem earlier this year can still run for re-election. We know lawyers on both sides of this case presented their arguments to the court just yesterday.
So the case comes down to the wording of Measure 113, which voters approved back in 2022. It disqualifies a lawmaker from seeking re-election after 10 or more unexcused absences. The lawmaker's argument hinges on this on your screen. For the term following the election after the member's current term is completed. They argue that as written, Measure 113 would make them ineligible to run in 4 years because the next election takes place before their current term ends. The Secretary of State's lawyer pushed back, saying voters' intentions matter.
The reason why this court does not interpret constitutional text in isolation is because there is a significant risk that in doing so, it will subvert clear voter intent.
I don't think that the state really has much of a leg to stand on here.
That second man you heard from is Senator Tim Knopp. He's one of the lawmakers challenging Measure 113. He says he expects the court to make a decision by March, since that's his deadline for filing for re-election. Because of the impact on upcoming elections, the Justice Department says the case will be fast-tracked.
In other local headlines this morning, federal regulators say Starbucks illegally closed nearly 24 stores across the country, and that includes 3 here in Portland. The company says they closed them because of safety concerns, but the National Labor Relations Board filed a complaint saying they actually closed those stores because of workers trying to organize a union. A hearing on this complaint is set for next summer, but in the meantime, Starbucks continues to defend its decision to close these stores, saying it was simply part of the company's regular evaluation of its locations.
Christmas is coming up quick, and tonight Peacock Lane opens up for its annual showing of Christmas lights. Look at Chewbacca there. Thank you, Drewbacca. Portland's Christmas Lane will be open tonight through the 31st, each night from 6 to 11. Tonight is also the first of 3 car-free nights. That's tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. The whole thing has been happening in Southeast Portland since all the way back 1932. So cool.
I mean, Peacock Lane is great, but even greater with the Wookiee. The Wookiee.
Yes.
Chewbacca's a Wookiee.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. Is that the species?
That's the species.
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
I mean, if you've never done it, it's definitely put it on your list to go do it.
And the car-free nights are pretty cool. A unique opportunity
Yeah.
with the car-free nights, and they only have, again, as you mentioned, 3.
3 nights.
That means walking. See, I've not. Well, at first when you said it, I'm like, wait a minute, you can drive your cars free tonight, but that's always the case. And then it dawned on to me, you're talking about you're walking. You can't drive your car.
I think the Wookiee explanation was needed, but maybe
well,
not.
I don't know about that one.
You know me, Drew. I get so focused just on the word free. I'm like, what was free?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me again. All right. All right, here are the clouds going up around us, south to north flow, east winds out of the gorge, but the overall weather pattern is quite mild. And you can see there are clouds in California. This is what you're looking at here on the infrared satellite picture. Mostly some thin mid to high level clouds. So partly cloudy skies overall through the weekend. I still think it could be more of a mostly sunny day, certainly at times tomorrow. There's no rain chance today, no rain chance tomorrow, no moisture chance Sunday either. Here are the fog pockets we're currently tracking, half a mile visibility out in Hillsboro. And then by the time you get down to near or south of Wilsonville, you start to find some fog down into the Salem area, especially over on the east side. So Lebanon, you're waking up to some fog down to Eugene. It's a mild visibility. There are clouds down in Corvallis and Eugene that could be stubborn to get out of here. There are clouds from the Dalles out into the Columbia Basin that could be stubborn to clear as well. That's why the Dalles is warm. Relatively warm this morning at 40 degrees. It's 37 in Salem, 45 Newport. We have mid-20s down in Burns this morning. No issues this entire weekend for your travel period. And that includes the Cascade Passes. It is 38 degrees right now at Government Camp up on Highway 26. That's bad news for resorts, but great news for traveling. Cascade pavement is clean over the highways. There's Santiam, clean, a little bit colder there, 29 degrees. It's a Friday at the coast. It's going to be very, very mild. Light winds. Astoria getting as warm as 57 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised if Tillamook today or tomorrow or both hits 60 degrees. Again, this is a very mild air mass coming up. Newport 55 degrees today expected. In the valley itself, we have the cooler weather down around Eugene and Corvallis, where cloudiness could hold a good chunk of the day, only 45, but Salem should make it to 50, McMinnville up to 52, light winds. And then we have the easterlies in the gorge in the east end, excuse me. It's hard to get this right. East winds blowing into the west end of the gorge at Stevenson Cascade Locks, as high as about 45 miles per hour. I got to reverse the wind directions to say it correctly. The Dow's under the clouds, 44. Hood River mid-40s and Cascade Locks only 46. So it's cool out that direction. Here are the 7-day numbers. Again, we've taken out the rain chance on Sunday, so we're all dry until we get some rain on Monday, Tuesday. Those are not big rainstorm days, but rain likely both days at times, Monday, Tuesday. Right now, dry Thursday, dry Friday, dry into Saturday. Weather models have been all over the place, but they seem to be locking in on the fact that we would see some developing rain on Sunday, Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day itself, the 25th, of course.
Nobody ever dreams of a wet Christmas.
Well, they certainly don't write about it in songs.
No,
That's true.
Thank you for that update, Rod.